Hey everyone, I hope all of you guys are doing good and staying safe. So, in this advanced lecture for the networking side of things, previously we wrapped up with some design best practices as well as some scenarios. But now we are going to take a look at some advanced concepts such as AWS Transit Gateway. Now, this is a powerful tool, it's a centralized hub. Let's take a look at all the features that it has to offer and how better it is when you compare it with a VPC peering kind of scenario, where transitive peering itself is not supported. So AWS Transit Gateway is a network transit hub that you can use to interconnect all of your VPCs as well as your on-premise infrastructure. So let's say, for example, if you have a site-to-site VPN connection to your on-premise infrastructure, and you would at the same time like to connect multiple VPCs across accounts, across regions, you can use something called as AWS Transit Gateway. And as it suggests, your data is automatically encrypted and it never travels over the public internet. All of your traffic is private in nature. This is the next generation. So instead of using VPC peering, probably for a small scale organization where you manage just a few VPCs, you could use VPC peering. But then if you would like transitive traffic and at the same time, when you have like multiple VPCs across multiple accounts, probably you have a dev account, a QA account, a stage account, a prod account, and you have so many VPCs, you can go ahead and use a transit gateway. And it also allows you to connect your on-premise network through a VPN attachment or a site-to-site VPN connection. So let's take a look at some of the terminologies of a transit gateway. So your attachments can be any one of the followings. It can be one or more VPCs. It could be a third-party network appliance that you use BGP and a different protocol to connect to. It could be an AWS Direct Connect gateway. So if suppose, let's say, for example, you connect your AWS VPC to your on-premise infrastructure through a Direct Connect partner location with a dedicated or a hosted connection, then you could possibly launch a Direct Connect gateway and attach it to your transit gateway. You can go ahead and use a peering connection with another transit gateway. So when we take a look at some of the architectures for transit gateway, you'll get an idea as to why probably you would peer one transit gateway to another one. And of course, you can have a VPN connection as one of your attachments. The next concept is in regards to transit gateway route table. So like how your VPC itself has its own route table, the transit gateway has its own route table. And by default, when you attach a VPC to a transit gateway, you get something called as the default route table, and it can have additional route tables too if you would like to create additional ones, right? And then this route table has something in regards to dynamic and static routes based on where your destination of your packet is going to, you know. And the target of these routes could be any transit gateway attachment. It could be a VPC, it could be a network appliance, it could be a direct connect gateway, a peering connection, or it could be a VPN connection. I have some examples for you. With that, you'll get a really good idea as to how two VPCs interact with each other using a transit gateway route table. Let's take a look at two other terminologies. Associations. So each attachment is associated with exactly one route table. So let's say, for example, I would like to attach a VPC to a transit gateway route table. Then that transit gateway route table is that VPC is automatically going to be associated with that respective route table. And each route table can be associated with one or more attachments. So later, I'm going to give you an example in regards to two screenshots for a transit gateway route table as well as for a VPC route table. And with that, you can understand that if you associate a VPC with a transit gateway route table, automatically your routes are propagated. So these routes are called as propagated routes. So a VPC attachment or a VPN connection or a direct connect gateway attachment can dynamically propagate routes to a transit gateway route table. And if you enable route propagation, when you create the transit gateway, when you attach a VPC, automatically your route tables are updated accordingly with that respect to attachment and association. So there are some design best practices. I'm going to share this slide as part of the course attachment. So please do download it and take a look at what are some of the design best practices for transit gateway. So with that, let's move on to the next concept in regards to route evaluation order for a transit gateway when you have the same destination addresses. So I'll catch you in the next video for that.